An organization that knows about the challenges the Latino community has been facing is the Arizona Latino Leaders in Education. And with me now is the Executive Director, Stephanie Parra. Stephanie, happy Hispanic Heritage Month, first off.
Thank you. And thank you so much for having me. Glad to be here to celebrate.
Thanks for being with us. First off, give us a little bit of history on the Arizona Latino Leaders in Education.
Sure. So we're relatively a new education advocacy organization. It was 2 weeks after schools closed in the midst of the pandemic as it was kind of hitting Arizona. But for my founder and I, it was really important that we take the time to listen to the community, listen to their experience, how the coronavirus was impacting them and their families, and then also how they were navigating school closures, really focused on ensuring that our community has a voice in decision making.
Speaking of having a voice in the community, many decisions in education are passed without the voice of the Latino community. So tell us, what is All in Education doing to help give a voice back to the community?
Absolutely. It is so true. Oftentimes, decision makers don't listen to communities first. And so for us, like I said, it was really important that we kind of practice a new approach and make sure that we are listening to the communities that are most impacted by the inequity in our system. So there were really 5 kind of key areas and challenges that we heard from families. The first was a lack of communication from their school community. There was also issues with technology and access to devices. Also about parents not knowing how to navigate the actual devices that they were allowed to borrow. The struggle to navigate the tools presented itself. And parents also just feeling overwhelmed with being educators or being asked to be educators in the home. Economic challenges, job loss, and finally, our high-risk population, students with special needs, our English learners were, we heard from a lot of parents who had concerns about their children falling behind in this distance learning environment.
You know, All in Education, you all are clearly doing an exceptional job at bridging the school system with the Latino community. Why is that so important?
It's critical because we are the youngest and the fastest growing demographic block in the state. Latino students represent 46% of the state student population. When you look at the teaching workforce, however, it is only 15% Latino. And so there's a massive lack of representation in the teaching workforce. When you look at decision-making bodies, it's less than 10% Latino. We're here to kind of bridge that divide and elevate the Latino voice in these rooms. I think for us, it is important to honor our heritage, honor our culture, respect and value where we come from and who we represent, celebrate with a sense of pride in who we are and ensure that our community advances.
Stephanie, I want to thank you for taking the time, to bring awareness to the challenges that Latino families are facing as a result of the pandemic. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I was glad to be here.
As we continue to practice self-isolation, make sure to subscribe for more encouraging and uplifting videos like this one.